Great tie, Rabbi. Great tie.
Thank you. It's blue and red. My shirt has got blue and red. It's like window panes. Not window panes, but I don't know how.
Very well done.
This goes with the shirt. You can't really tell what the shirt looks like. Anyway.
God said to Moses, tell the people. God said to Moses, tell the world the right way to act, the kind way to give, the right way to think about how to live. And you shall be holy, for I am holy. You shall be holy, I am your God. It's not for a reward, it's not the price of heaven. I created you to be like me, to make a better world. You shall be holy, for I am holy, and you shall be holy, I am your God. Kedoshim Tehiyu, Ki Kadosh Ni Adonai Elohechem. And you shall be holy, for I am holy. You shall be holy, I am your God. And you shall love your neighbor as yourself. Love your neighbor as yourself. Life has a meaning, and God is in this place. The commandment to be holy can be found in your neighbor's face. And you shall be holy, for I am holy. And you shall be holy, I am your God. And you shall be holy, for I am holy. And you shall be holy, I am your God.
Bruchim Abaim, welcome. Welcome one and all. It's good to see you all. Thank you very much. Rabbi Edelheit, you are front and center on my screen. I wonder if everybody else sees you as well. Welcome to you, Javier, and my dear colleague and our guest sage and scholar, Rabbi Joseph Edelheit. Nice to see you, Joseph. Welcome back. Happy to say hello to you all the way in Rio de Janeiro. It is outstanding to have you tonight. We're going to have a conversation later after our service as part of our experience tonight, and we'll look forward to talking with you in the near future. And there'll be some questions and answers and some schmoozing later in our Oneg, where you will be speaking, and we will introduce you more formally there. But welcome to you, my friend.
Thank you.
Nice to see you again. And of course, Cantor Friedman, welcome to you, my partner and colleague. Happy to have you. Shabbat Shalom to you, and Shabbat Shalom to you, Rob, our tech captain. To all of you here online with us, Shabbat Shalom and welcome. So Cantor, why don't we find some oneg, some sort of nigun to get us started, and then we'll do candle lighting.
Look like someone is remembering what happens.
Good to start with a song of peace, Cantor Friedman. I'd like to continue with a poem. This is from our URJ website, Union of Reformed Judaism. Has a wonderful website replete with beautiful prayers. And it seems to me, while we have never left pandemic, it seems like we're entering just a different stage. I don't want to call it a phase because that has a particular meaning, but it seems like we're cycling through something new again. And I came across a poem by Alden Solovey, who, as you all know, we turn to a lot for unique wisdom, and in particular, wisdom that is very pertinent to the time in which we find ourselves. And so this particular poem is entitled Coronavirus, a Prayer for Medical Scientists. And we want to make sure our scientists are doing everything they can to build on their progress vis-a-vis these vaccines, make sure that they are ready to go, safe, and distributed broadly so that more of us can be healthy. And at some point, we can have such experiences on Shabbat back together at 5959 North Sheridan. And so I read, God of wisdom, Bless medical scientists and researchers around the world with insight and skill, dedication and fortitude as they combat coronavirus, so that their work yields knowledge and understanding, speedily finding a vaccine, treatments, and deterrents to its spread. Source of life, grant public health and government officials the strength to act swiftly and decisively with compassion and understanding and service to humankind, fighting this outbreak and the other diseases that still plague the planet, diseases threatening the lives of our brothers and sisters, nations and communities, young and old. Rock of Ages, bring an end to disease and suffering, so that all may know your compassion and your grace. Praised are you, God, healer of flesh, maker of wonders. You might be wondering why I didn't use this as an iyun or introduction to the Mishaberach. It's because I hope that tonight's service brings with it, the entire service brings with it a certain healing energy. And so why not get started with this poem to set up our healing experience tonight. So, Cantor Friedman.
Rabbis, one of our congregants posted that it cost a candle nothing to share its light. And so it is with us. It costs us nothing to share our light.
Nice.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. We invite you to rise physically or spiritually for our Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pari hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit. Ki hu yom tehila lemikra kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim. Ki vanu v'harta, v'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat l'chaim. Rabbi, in my brain, in my mind's eye is a nicer way to put it, I see us all singing together. And I see us singing together the way we did back home at Emanuel, loudly, following our hearts. And I feel sad not hearing you, but you're there. So you're gonna sing out, and I'm gonna feel that reverberation tonight. I just know it. הנה מה טוב מעליים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב מעליים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב עליי, שבת אחים גם יחד. The Hatzi Kaddish, a separator for us as we get ready to do the real business. Yitkada Senior Rabbi, V'amad Yivrach Yirutei, V'yamlich Malchutei, V'chaychon Uvyomechon Uv'chayed Chol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agaya, ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעלם לעלמי עלמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח, ויפאר וירומם, ויתנשא ודבר ותעלה, ויתהלל שמי וקודשה בריחו. לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמה, ואמרו אמן. Rabbi?
We invite you to rise in body and or spirit. We'll use the Noah Aronson Nigun to get us in the right space for our call to worship. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? And the first part's easy. Yalalai. Yalalai, lai, lai. 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 Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Yalalai, yalalai, lai, lai, 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 yalalai, lai, lai. Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, Le'olam va'ed, Le'olam va'ed. Yalalai, lai, lai, 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 yalalai, lai, lai.
It'd be good probably if I turned the sound and the camera on. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Oh, Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam va'ed. Yisod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavecha ubechol nafshecha ubechol meodecha ve'hayu hadivarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavacha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'beitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha וכשתם להיות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Chevre, as we think about our service so far, we've encountered concepts like light, and healing, and peace, and love, all of which lend wholeness to our lives, all of which fill what may be missing. Here, during Hashkivenu, we give thanks for the shelter that God spreads over us, connected to peace and wholeness, because the kind of shelter created here is a sukkah shalom, a sukkah of peace, one that keeps us, one that guards us, one that gives us a chance to live through the vulnerability of darkness and fragility and vulnerability, and gives us a chance to wake up the next day with a unique opportunity because of our humanity to serve in the image of God and to bring wholeness to the world and to be a force for good and to heal the world that so deserves healing. So, Hashkivenu. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'shalom, L'shalom, V'hamidenu Shomrenu L'chaim, Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha, Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha, Amen. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. Amen. Amen, amen. Amen, amen. Amen.
We invite you to rise physically or spiritually, or God willing, both, for the tefillah. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agid tehilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei HaKol, V'zocher Hasdei Avot V'imahot, Umevi Gula Limnei V'neihem, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, חיי הכול אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממיתון חיי, ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יעלוך סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Everybody, we invite you to take a short moment for silent meditation.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael tasim לעולם, תשים לעולם, תשים
And so now we take a moment to think about those in our community who are in need of refuah shlema. We understand that in so many ways, this vulnerable time leaves us all unusually fragile and vulnerable and yearning for wholeness. May that setting, may that possibility instill in us a certain love and compassion and empathy for those who are in need of refuah shlema because COVID or other matters with which they are battling and struggling physically, mentally, emotionally, seeking wholeness, seeking renewal, seeking tikkun. Let us take those into our hearts. Janice Aaron, Laura Keena Aronson, Barbara Berman, Harvey Bowler, Joan Bransfield, Fred Bueller, David Burchett, Fega Sorbat Chaya, Carol Cohen, Francine Fields, Debbie Frank, Naomi Friedman, Eslyn Garb, Don Grandolfo, Mimi Harris, Priscilla Hill, Harold Katz, Jeffrey Krause, Anne-Marie Kulesa, Robert Langfelder, Roy Lloyd, Gerald Marks, Jimmy Miller, Nikki Moulton, Moshe Ben Chava Venatan, Jordan Ehrenberg, Nicole Newcomb, Amber Noy, Larry O'Neill, Don Olson, Mark Perlman, Gary Prees, Rodney Qualls, Shachar Bat Rachel, David Rosenthal, Arthur Rousseau, Debbie Frank, Alan Sager, Casey Ciengo, Kristen Rouse Skinner, Tali Stein, Michael Van Buren, Francie Volinsky, Marcia Weinstein, Isabel Weiss, Virginia Wharton, Nachum Feivel, Ben Gadayu Masha, Jacob Blake. Any additions, corrections?
From the congregation, Sean Kroll, Phil Goldstucker, Kay Arkin, Kate Brissett, Becky Hanscom, Patricia Scurry, Amy Grant, Tom Lasorda, Bonnie Fields Libovich, Allison Good, Diane Jacoel, and Becky Eltravug, Jimmy Tussey, Jose Lagoa, Marion Horowitz, Tracy Asher, Phyllis Lappin, David Lappin, Larry Bunte, Bella Eisenstadt, Stacy Robinson, Mindy Jordan, Xander Schnitzer, Stuart and Terry Epstein, Gregory Sklavos, Phoebe Johnstone.
Many in need of healing. Rabbi Edelheit, anybody? Cantor Friedman? I understand that one of my favorite people in the whole world, Tommy Lasorda, is out of ICU, maybe even heading home. I've heard. Hopefully that's true. Fun fact about the rabbi, I have a bobblehead of Tom Lasorda in my study at 5959 North Sheridan. So
I can confirm that.
And one late addition as well,
Yes,
before I
please.
change the slide. Lisa Edgar.
Lisa Edgar. Refuah Shlema, renewal of body and spirit to one and all. Cantor, please.
Rabbi, I'm going to defer to the Tweeties.
Oh, of course. Thank you, Tweeties.
Mi sheberach strength, who blessed the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishe Bera Imotenu V'kor Havracha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Kol hakavod to the Tweedies. So, Cantor, before we start to conclude our prayer service, our worship, do we have any announcements that we want to make? I know there's one about Hanukkah.
So many wonderful things. So there is one about Hanukkah, and Rabbi, it's going to be an extravaganza. Actually, I have two rabbis I can tell that this is going to be the biggest thing. Perhaps, well, it will definitely be the biggest thing all year, seeing as though most of the time we've been in our pajamas doing work on our sofas. But this,
Some of us.
and a game and ugly sweaters. I mean, Hanukkah sweaters, could it get better? So that's December the 12th. Rabbi, I don't remember the time exactly. Is it 6 or 7?
The gates open.
Yes.
Gates open at 5:45 p.m. And yes, wear your ugly Hanukkah sweater if you own one. I'm not sure I own such a thing. I'll have to wear some other ugly sweater.
Well, it would.
Well, anyway, I digress. So at 6 o'clock, Chevre, we're going to do a Havdalah experience and some Hanukkah songs. We're going to kindle the Hanukkah lights. I believe it's the third night of Hanukkah. We'll have some interesting breakout opportunities. You can schmooze, you can sing, you can listen to silly Hanukkah stories, if there's such a thing. It's kind of like the ugly Hanukkah sweater. Most of the Hanukkah stories I know are serious. Even though Hanukkah is a fun holiday. We're going to have a big game of Kahoot, Hanukkah trivia, and then the clincher of all clinchers. We're going to go as a congregation to an online concert by bluegrass band Nefesh Mountain. How awesome is that, Cantor?
It's awesome. And everyone on YouTube gets free parking. So that's our gift to you this Hanukkah.
We got a thumbs up from Joseph, Rabbi Edelheit. Thank you.
Right. You can come to
Rob, the man behind the T-mask here, is also giving us a thumbs up, maybe even an applause. And I know one person who is very happy that we made this announcement, and that's Sarah Beth Salzman, who I understand has put in a link for you to sign up. You can even sign up right now if you'd like. Anyway, we look forward to having this connection with you and celebrating Hanukkah together. And by the way, on the 18th of December, which I believe is Shabbat of Hanukkah,
No.
At the end, right? No,
it's not. We're Shabbat of Hanukkah is Nefesh Mountain, Motzi Shabbat.
That's
and then
Havdalah.
Right, and the eighth night.
Different night. Well, okay.
The eighth, yeah.
The eighth night is Thursday night.
Okay.
So the eighth day is Friday. When you start services, end of Hanukkah.
Got it.
So
But that's the last. But we're going to do the candle lighting before before Shabbat.
well, we're doing right. We're doing, I believe it on the eighth night, so that it could be a big thing with the fire.
Exactly, as a communal experience. Note to self: do not give announcements without them being. because then Sarah Beth's going to have to correct all the
Not a word.
misinformation. Thank you, Sarah Beth. You're a lifesaver,
I
and
think she's used to that from us.
you are as well. So, okay, I think we need to get to the conclusion of the service because we want to hear from Rabbi Edelheit as soon as possible.
And if you'd like to find out more activities, more wonderful classes, 5959online.org. I lied. No, that's right. Okay, good.
Well, that's where our YouTube page is. You can find, we've started to put more classes up.
We have started to.
So you're telling the truth, Canner.
Oh, thank goodness. All right. I invite you to rise physically or spiritually for the Aleinu. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שמחקנו כהם, וגורלנו כהמונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לבני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר וחיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
So, Chevre, in just a moment, I want to invite Rabbi Edelheit to offer a few words before Kaddish Yatom. But allow me, just by way of introduction, Joseph, to tell everybody an enduring lesson that means a lot to me. And it means a lot to me because I know it means a lot to you. And I suspect our colleagues as well, whether it's Rabbi Zedek or Rabbi Sofian or Rabbi Shalman or Rabbi Levi or the others who served our community back in the 19th century. We've been along for a long time. We've been around now for almost 141 years. And hard to believe that we had our 140th anniversary during pandemic. Pandemic kind of got in the way, but your presence here reminds us of the illustrious leadership that has served our community. And as we celebrate our 140 years, we're grateful for your presence and your leadership. But there is a certain call that I think you see in yourself or have heard yourself that I hear myself, and I think our colleagues have heard that too. And it's a call that happens betoch ha'ir, because we're in the midst of a city, a fine city, a wonderful city. And there are opportunities for us as the leaders of Emanuel to engage in certain leadership responsibilities because in fact we're in the city. And so as a way of entering into the Kaddish, you shared a reflection with me that I thought was really important for you to share with the rest of us. So please.
Thank you very, very much, Rabbi Morantz. When I returned to Emanuel in the mid-'80s, HIV/AIDS was becoming an extremely destabilizing presence in Chicago. If you were a member of Emanuel at that time, you will remember that I told this story during the High Holy Days of 1987 when I introduced the congregation to Richard. Richard was the first PWA person with AIDS that I was asked to help. His sister called me. She had heard me give a lecture. Her brother was in the Northwestern University ICU with pneumocystis carni pneumonia. It was during Hanukkah of 1986. He left the hospital and I went to visit him. I brought a Chanukiah and candles. Richard had a master's degree in American folklore and served downtown in our main library. After 45 minutes, he was quite weak. He asked if I would return. It was very cold that night. I remember that he handed me my heavy wool coat and extended his hand to me. And for a horrific nanosecond, I did nothing. But the Holy One, blessed be she, made sure that I understood Richard was my teacher. He extended his hand closer. I remember sitting in my car, crying and screaming and cursing. I tell the story of Richard tonight because December 1st was World AIDS Day. During my tenure as the Senior Rabbi of Emanuel, I brought HIV/AIDS to our congregation. We became very involved in many different facets. Richard was the first of 32 people in my rabbinate whom I buried. I remember all of them. And on this World AIDS Day, during a pandemic for COVID, there are still millions, tens of millions who live with HIV. I thank God for the rabbinate of Emanuel that allowed us to open our doors, open our arms, and now we remember them.
Amen. Kol hakavod. Thank you. Cantor, might I invite you to read the names before Kaddish tonight?
It'd be an honor. Our congregation remembers Marcia V. Adler, Cynthia Berland, Meyer Simon Bitterman, Jack Bloom, Erna Bonham, Charles Bradendick, Gerald Cohen, Lawrence Cohen, Alcinio DePaul, Lena Klein Dushkin, Morton Herbert Bud Alligator, Meyer Isadora Van Elman, Joseph J. Frankel, Tamara Friedman, William Porter Hagen, Leah Jacobson, Stella Krauskopf, Cecile Ledsky, Claire Libman, Bessie Morris, Goldie Moskowitz, Zelda Netchen, Helen Rabin, Ethel Reifel, Franklin Reifus, Jessica Rothman, Alfred Sangerman, Marilyn Nelson Schiff, Augusta Stern, Lynn O. Stone, Jacob Weil, Bertold Weiss, and Franklin D. Weissman. And in Shloshim, in recent days, Karen Buhler, Federico Zagalski, beg your pardon, Darko Marion Florschultz, Louise Legal, Patty Lee Tellisman, Donald Gant, Anthony D. Lazo Jr., Saeed Erkat, and Rabbi Jonathan Sachs.
Zichronam lebracha, may the memories of these souls be for a blessing. Rabbi Edelheit, could I?
Sorry, from the congregation, Rabbi.
Yes, forgive me. Yes, yes, please.
Ben Gallitzer Levy, Pat Patterson in recent days, Rob Jones, Rafer Johnson, and in recent days, Betty Levin and Max Katz.
Zichronam lebracha, may the memories of these souls be for a blessing. Thank you, Rob. Rabbi Edelheit, will you read the Kaddish for us, please?
Please, thank you. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, b'alma divrach yiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon uv'yomechon, uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kari v'imru, Amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevorach, le'olam ol almei almayo, yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh v'yitadar, v'yitaleh v'yitalal, shemei d'kudesha barichu, le'alam min chol birchata, vishirata, tushbachata, v'nechemata, da'amiron bi'alma v'imru, Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shamaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, Amen. Osei shalom bimromav, Ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, Amen. May the Holy One, who offers us the dream, the hope, the yearning of peace, grant peace to these we remember, and heal those in pain as they remember.
Amen ve'amen. Yesher koach.
V'yashir.
Your Aramaic is beautiful. Okay, Chevre. So isn't that a nice slide? Celebrating 140 years at Emanuel Congregation with our special guest and scholar, Rabbi Joseph A. Edelheit. And in a moment, Joseph, we're going to be talking about you and your journey and your marvelous new book, What Am I Missing? And first, we're going to conclude with Ani ve'ata. You and I will change the world. Ani ve'ata nishane et ha'olam. Ani ve'ata az yavo ufa kolam. Amru et ze kodem lifanai ze lo mishane. Ani ve'ata nishane et ha'olam. Ani ve'ata ninase mechachala. Yeh lanu ra'in davar ze lo nora. Amru et ze kodem lifanai ze lo mishane. Ani ve'ata nishane et ha'olam. Ani ve'ata nishane et ha'olam. Ani ve'ata nishane et ha'olam. Let us bless. Rabbi, will you join us in this blessing? Maybe do a little, maybe translate or sing. I don't know if you know this.
No. They don't allow me to sing.
Okay.
You sing. I don't sing.
Cantor and I will do the singing, and then you translate. All right.
Like.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May the eternal God bless and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'huneka.
May the light of God's countenance shine into you, and may God's grace be yours.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha. Shalom.
May God's presence be with you, and may God grant you the wholeness, the becoming of peace.
Amen.
And Yiratzon.
Kol hakavod. Cantor, anything else before we conclude here?
Rabbi, I think that we're good. The link went out
Okay.
to those who RSVP'd,
All right.
and we're going to switch over there now.
So let me just mention to those who didn't RSVP and who may not be coming into this part, it's being recorded.
Right.
And so you'll have an opportunity this Shabbat to enjoy it just a little bit later. And so everybody will be able to access this important learning opportunity going forward. So
I didn't RSVP. Will I get over there?
We'll let you in just this once.
Fine.
All right, Chevre. Shabbat Shalom. Blessings all. Thank you, Rabbi Edelheit. Thank you, Cantor Fried.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you.